I'm Tanja, welcome to Elite Pilates and Yoga, and I've got a fabulous little session planned for you today, and we are working in the upper chest area. So I for one spend far too much time on a computer, and I tend to get like really stiff around here and a sore neck and shoulders. So what we're going to do today is a lovely little neck stretch, stretching off the front of the body, and that will just release some of the neck as well. So I have a ball today, but you can use some cushions, like a cushion from the couch, depends on how big they are, like a smallish cushion that you can put in the upper back area in a minute, or you can even use a Pilates block as well, or a yoga block, that will be fine. And I think that is all we need, yeah. So shall we get started? So the first thing we're going to do is a seated neck stretch. Now you can sit on a block, you can sit on a chair, sit any way that is comfortable for you. I'm just sat cross-legged, but you can sit on a block if you need to. Like some people don't like this, you can have your legs out in front, anything. So from here we're going to take the left hand and pop it behind the back. Have your right hand over there or just on the floor over there. Now if this is too much in the shoulder, you can always just reach out with that left hand. Okay, so sometimes people get a little bit of pain in the shoulder joint. You can just reach out with that one. So from here, we're going to take right ear to right shoulder. Now, it's quite a good idea if you can sit with your back against a wall. It's quite a good idea with this one, because what often happens is people start to slouch and then you lose a lot of the stretch, whereas if you're against a wall and your shoulder blades are against the wall, it's giving you that feedback the whole time. But you want to lift your rib cage and lengthen up towards the ceiling. So as we take the head over towards the side, we're not dropping the head or tilting back. We're literally just taking the head and putting it on the side. So I'm just going to stay there for a few breaths. And now just become aware of your right shoulder. So maybe your right shoulder is trying to creep up a little bit. Maybe the left shoulder is trying to creep up. But focus on pulling the shoulder blades down your back. So if you think of animals, so like hunting animals, this is such a vulnerable area, and your brain knows, just like an animal, that this is life or death over here. So your body is going to do whatever it can to close off the space. So just be mindful that when you are opening up here, there's going to be parts of your body that are trying to close that off. So just keep stretching that arm away, ear to shoulder, pull the shoulders back and down. So we might be feeling something over there. Those are your scalenes. So they attach around this area and they come down to the shoulder, front of the rib cage. Good. Bring your head up. Now we're going to look 45 degrees to the right. So we're going to look 45 degrees to the right. Now, instead of just dropping your head down first, reverse your chin back. So thinking of reversing a car into the garage, like I'm trying to take that curve out of the neck. Now take the chin down to the collarbone, 45 degrees. So with cross legs, my eyes are looking down towards there. The chin is above the collarbone. And then you can either, again, reach that hand away, or you can have it behind your back, whichever one feels all right for you. So relaxing and relaxing the shoulders down. Just gently bringing that chin a little bit closer. Like every other muscle in the body, the muscles will start to lengthen and relax, and then you can take it a little bit deeper. So this one is stretching off a muscle called Levator Scapula, which runs down from the back of the skull down into the side of the shoulder blade. And this muscle in particular is also known as the headache muscle. And for anyone that sits, drives, works on a computer for long hours, this is a really, really problematic muscle. So really want to try and stretch it. Now I've just caught myself slouching a little bit, so making sure that we're sitting nice and tall, otherwise we're going to lose half of that stretch. Now take the chin to the middle of the collarbone. So I'm still trying to pull those shoulders back as though I'm sat against the wall. The spine is still tall, literally just tilting the skull on top of the neck. And then we're going to draw like not even a semicircle, a quarter circle. So we draw a circle to there, and we draw a circle back. Draw a circle to there, draw a circle back. And just enjoy it. So it's like, where do you feel it's a little bit tight or a little bit stiff? And just maybe spend a little bit extra time in there. But keep reaching the left hand away. The shoulder blades still drawing down the back. Good. And then once your head comes back to the middle, bring the head up. Oh, good. Give everything a little shake. And now we're going to take the right hand. Again, you can put that behind the back. I just find, for me personally, it feels really uncomfortable in the shoulder joint. So I like to reach away with that. So you can do that as well. So sitting nice and tall. Left hand on the leg or just on the floor in front of you. So left ear to left shoulder now. Now for me, I don't know if you've noticed that, when I did to the right side, there was quite a lot of mobility there. But when I come to this side, it's like, oh, the head hardly tilts. And you might get that. Again, we have, both sides of the body are very, very, very rarely the same. So reaching that right arm away, the shoulders are pulling back, pulling down. I'm trying to get my ear to my shoulder without collapsing the body down. Staying nice and tall. So if you sat at a desk all day, you can sit and do this in your desk. Just put your hand on top of the desk and give yourself a little next and do this at a desk. If you've been driving and you're stopping for petrol, anything to get some movement into the neck. Good, bring your head up. Now we're going to turn 45 degrees to the left. Reverse the chin back and then take the chin above the collarbone. So what we're trying to avoid is dropping the head, which makes the spine lean forward or bend forward. Okay, so, but we want the spine to stay nice and tall. So when you reverse the chin, we create a longer neck at the back, almost like we're trying to take the curve out of the neck. My eyes are going down towards this knee area, and the more I try and take the chin down, the more I want to reach the opposite arm away. The body is staying nice and tall, and I'm pulling those shoulder blades together at the back and then down the back. Good, and then take the chin to the middle of the collarbones, staying tall. And then start to draw that little quarter circle. Oh, that feels so good on this side. But remember, we're trying to keep these shoulders pulling back and down. We want this back to be nice and straight as though we were sat against a wall. So my abdominals, my core is working, just keeping the spine up straight. So often people slouch, and if you do this, there's no stretch going on because we haven't put that body in that lengthened position, in that tall position. Good. And then once your chin comes back to the middle, you can bring your head up. Lovely. So we're going to come onto the ball now, or your cushion, whatever you've got. Like I said, you can have this in between the shoulder blades in the upper back area. I'm going to actually have that under my head because this ball's quite a big one, or a matron. So where the bra strap is, somewhere around that area, my knees can stay bent. Some people want to have their legs straight. It doesn't really matter what you do with the lower half of the body. You can also do butterfly legs, or you can just bring those knees in and relax there. So what we're going to do is I'm going to have that block there just because my ball's quite big, and we relax. So you want the ball directly in between the shoulder blades, or you want your cushion in between the shoulder blades, lifting up the spine a little bit so that we can have this really big stretch across this front part of the body. So across the chest, and we've got all these little muscles, like I can feel a bit of pulling here. We've got all these little muscles that come under the arm. Now, when they are tight, they cause the shoulders to do that. So we really need to stretch off this front body. And then relax. Have a little chin tuck. So sometimes people will come into this position and the chin is higher than the forehead. So drop the chin down to try and give the back of the neck some more length. And that might not feel very nice, but it's what most people need. Nice deep breaths into your chest. And then what we'll start to do is we'll introduce some arm movements in a minute. So passive stretching is a lovely way to actually do something good for your body, but just to let your body stop and a nice relax for yourself. We don't always have to work hard. Sometimes we can just relax in a position and it's still doing us loads of good. So now bring your hands up towards the ceiling and the palms are facing each other. So from here, just as you breathe in, just open up and see if you can bring the shoulder blades closer together. And as you exhale, pull everything in. So we're not overthinking it, we're just having some nice stretches here. Obviously, the bigger the ball or the bigger thing you've got under your back, the more you're going to get out of this. Good, last one. Good. So we're going to start with arm circles. So take the hands towards the wall behind you, but keep the elbows where you can see them. And then take it wide, so I can still see my hands, down towards the knees. So we'll do a few circles in that position where we can see the hands within the corner of the eyes. So this is keeping the shoulders within a functional range. It's where there's least stress on the shoulder joint, where the bones in the shoulder are all working perfectly and smoothly. There's no stretching going on. But that's not always a good thing. You need to challenge the body to stretch more. So now what I want you to do is take those hands just a little bit further out. And down and around. Now your hands might touch the floor, they might not touch the floor. Take the hands, and then focus on nice big shoulder movements. So there's a little bit of a thing within the Pilates industry that everything's got to have the elbows within the peripheral vision and the hands within the peripheral vision. And I did that for many, many, many years. And guess what it did? It decreased my shoulder mobility because I wasn't doing exercise outside of that range. So I've had to do a lot of work to improve my shoulder mobility again. So yes, there's a time and a place to keep the elbows in the peripheral vision, but that's not how the body works. Our body doesn't work like that. So we want to try and have a good range of motion within the shoulders, within the hips. Good. And we'll do one more. And then bring those hands back up towards the ceiling again. So keep your palms facing each other. We're going to take the left hand, reach to the floor behind your head as you take your right hand down towards your right heels. Okay, and then bring it back up again. Just feel what the shoulder blades are doing. Like I said, the bigger your ball or your pulse, whatever you've got under your back, the more intense this is going to feel. So don't try and force the hand if you have any pain. And often neck pain and shoulder pain can come from these muscles at the front of the chest that are quite tight. So helping to release the front of the body will also help to release the back of the body. Good. And then bring your hands back up towards the ceiling. So you might want to watch this one. This one's called chicken wings. And it's going to be a little bit different to how I would normally teach it because I am on a ball. But chicken wings, the elbows are down the body and the hands are in line with the shoulders as well. So I'm going to pull my elbows into my waist, and then I'm going to start to send the hands out. You come into a cactus, and then straighten up towards the wall behind you. So often what will happen is maybe the elbows will come down and the hands will lift a little bit. And you trying to keep your elbow and your hand in the same line. So imagine there was a tray of drinks. The whole time you're trying to keep those elbows and hands in the same line. Now the reason I like to do this on the ball is just it opens up that chest a little bit more. And then, so maybe you can put it on the floor. Like I said, for many, many years I was always doing everything within the peripheral vision, and it took me a long time to even be able to get this far. Good, last one. And then relax. So sometimes you can feel a little bit of stretching on the arms there. So we're going to bring ourselves up, roll onto your side, and then bring yourself up into seated. That was just a very gentle, I love doing these because it doesn't feel like you're doing exercise when you're lying on the ball, and just having a nice stretch and just introducing some movement into this front part of the body. And that will help to release the neck and stuff as well. But those little neck stretches we did, do them at your desk. Spend some time when you're on the computer and you've been there for a few hours. Do some of those. And even these ones that we did, you can do them in seated. So, just, you know, when you're stuck at a desk all day, you've got to introduce some movement into your body in the office or wherever you are. Don't think driving in that. Maybe not then. When you get up your car and fill the car up with petrol, have a move. So that was that session. Nice little chest opening. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.